Check one, check one. Yeah, looks like it's working.
Something is working.
Check, 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 check. Oh, there it is. Now you say something on the other one.
No, I don't.
There it is. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of did the sound check before. I tried to, but sometimes we have like this like a side noise in the cable. Whatever. I don't know.
I get you.
So, ready? All right. Welcome to Gretchen'S podcast. I'm here with no. My name. Okay. Welcome to Gretchen'S podcast. My name is Betty, and I'm here with Tommy Lexxus, the inventor, owner, maker of Bassism.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah? Does it work?
Yeah, I like that.
Okay. Good to have you here, Tommy. I'm happy. And so, yeah, you do the Bassism events at Gretchen. Could you just please tell me in a quick second, what is Bassism? What does it sound like?
Thank you, Betty. Bassism started as a Warehouse Rave in San Francisco, right at the heyday of dubstep becoming dubstep. At the moment, it was new school breaks and speed garage and these other UK sounds that were kind of becoming a amalgamation of what would become dubstep. Mm-hmm. And for whatever lucky reason, a lot of UK producers love to come to San Francisco. So we hosted a lot of the big names, and no reason to list them all off because they all still play here at Gretchen as well. But at one point, we started putting out new releases on the label, and we wanted a new place to go, a new place to showcase our sound, and Box 2 here at Gretchen became the perfect place.
Okay, that's pretty much a lot of infos within a second. I think there might have been some years in between. So when was it that you started the Warehouse Raves in
That was in 2005.
Okay, right now we have 2024. What happened within the last 19 years? You said something about a label as well.
Right. Right around 2008, I was on my second tour around Europe. Berlin actually was a frequent stop for me.
Okay, but you still lived in the U.S., right?
I was still living in San Francisco. Mm-hmm. We had a residency at Underground SF and then what was to be known as the Bass Cellar. Mm-hmm. So Bassism already had quite a bit of an experience on its own. And I'd already done a few parties myself on the side.
Yeah.
But at one point, we, as you asked, the sound of it, I wanted to make our own sound. So a lot of San Francisco artists started bridging the gap between this California dubby reggae sound and the UK wubba dub wobble kind of classic scream mala sounds. So we had a very nice niche.
Yeah.
In San Francisco as far as the heyday of dubstep. But what happened in between?
At one time, you must have moved to Germany, I guess.
That's true. At first, I moved to New York. I had a residency there for Bassism in a little college town near Ithaca.
So you still kept on doing the Bassism events, and did you have like already a few DJs that always came and played at your party, like resident?
Yeah, that's correct. Mm-hmm. We had some of the front runners of the Bay Area sound, like Roommate and Anti-Serum, and Dubsworth. Been talking to Lars about getting them out here someday.
Nice.
But yeah, then around dubstep kind of changed into this more like post dubstep sound with a more techno vibe. I was playing for artists from Hot Flush, like Scuba and Headhunter. They were also really pioneering this kind of bridging the gap between dubstep and techno. And then at some point around 2013, I came to Berlin.
Oh, wow. So it's already been like 11 years.
Yeah.
Didn't know that.
I think the first night I arrived, I played at Tresor.
Oh, wow.
And that was...
But you said before that you have been to Berlin earlier. Like you stopped here every now and then as a DJ.
Yeah, that's correct. And for the main crew who would book me would be Freak Camp.
Okay.
Too Crazy, Robotic, Scratch, who is now a resident here for Berlin Dub Cafe.
Yeah.
Too Crazy is responsible for the Bassism logo. So a lot of Berlin influence has on Bassism.
Okay, nice. Okay, so you played your first gig when you moved to Berlin at Tresor, which is more of a, I would say, I never went to Tresor since I'm not really into techno at all, but I'd say it's a techno club, right?
That's true. Ironically, one of the people you see here almost every night, Patricia Bass, she was hosting the dubstep floor on the +4 bar.
Oh, I didn't even know
And with Zeman from Impulse and Klang Biotope, he was also helping with that one. So it was a nice way to start my stay here in Berlin.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. So it's like, and until this day, everything seems to be connected in a way, because like you just mentioned Simon, who's doing the Impulse bass culture, Basskultur events, which are taking part at Gretchen as well. So there's still like this connection.
That's correct. And before Impulse came here, they did, I think, 7 years every week in, week out at About Blank.
Ah, yeah.
And that was basically Berlin's home for dubstep during the middle years.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't for that night, I don't think dubstep would have survived.
Yeah.
So credits to them.
Oh, that's a good one. Okay, so you came to Berlin, you played every now and then in Berlin. Did you already start the Bassism events back then as well? Or did you come up like later on? Or?
It didn't take too long.
Okay.
I mean, right away, I linked up with Jimmy Handricks from A Bass Odyssey, and at the time he was doing Serendipity, and we were both kind of part of that expat culture where he's half American as well.
Ah, okay.
So we were trying to bring over all those people from San Francisco and America that hadn't really gotten their name out here in Berlin, and that's always been kind of one of Bassism's tenets, is to not like focus on the really bigger names, but a lot of the more talented names in between that might not have gotten their dues yet.
Yeah, and building bridges between the continents and
Exactly.
countries and everything. Okay.
Yeah, make the world feel just a little smaller.
The sound of Bassism, you mentioned dubstep all the time. So Bassism is mostly dubstep, or
It used
I
to
think
be.
it evolved. Also,
I
right?
like the way you said that. Yes. I was always a junglist at heart.
Yeah.
Drum and bass was the first parties I threw, the first music I played, outside of being in bands and that kind of thing, the first electronic genre that I embraced. And I was really a hardcore junglist, going to parties in the forest and, driving 3 hours into the desert. Like anything in California we could get, we would do.
Ooh, that sounds awesome.
But here in Berlin, it took till about 2015. We were asked to do the launch party for Outlook Festival in Croatia. And so we brought over Eagleus and Sook Knight. And then from there, I think we had N-Type, who was also credited for coming to Icon Club in the early days. And then, let's stop there for a second. Started getting into kind of the void territory, and I don't really want to go there. I know where to stop. Hold on. So right around 2015, we did the Outlook launch party. Outlook Festival is a big bass music festival in Croatia, but it's based around all the bass music styles, from drum and bass to halftime to dubstep to rub-a-dub. And that's kind of where we're at now, especially doing box 2. we really like the fact that we can just kind of play what we want.
Yeah.
And even if they do have a little bit of drum and bass out there, we can throw a little jungle here, whatever.
Yeah.
And there's no pressure from Recycle to really, let me stop there too. That was good up to that point. There's no pressure for management to play any certain genres or certain sounds that is popular. We have the creative control to curate our nights, and that's really important to us.
I mean, Bassism, although it takes part within the Recycle Nights, is still an event on its own, some sort of. I mean, as I said before, everyone is connected in some ways, but still, like, Bassism is something different to Recycle, though it's like fluid, maybe. So, yeah.
That's true. Recycle has an incredible history, and it ties into the one crew in San Francisco who's still kind of doing it every week, which is called Stamina Sundays.
Nice.
And it's funny, all the tours we have here, they have there.
Okay.
And anytime any of us go back to play there and we want to play drum and bass, that's the place to play. Okay, nice. So it's like most people over there know that if they want to come to Berlin, it's time to play for Recycle.
Okay, cool. I was here when you had the last Bassism event, and I think something that might not be happening on every other bass party, you had like live musicians there. Is this something that takes part a few more often? Is this something you want to involve more regularly? How does that work? Because, like, I mean, Bassism is not only an event, it's also like a DJ collective. You have producers around you, you have a label, as we mentioned before, so there's a lot going on.
That's correct. And the live part, I've always been a live musician since I was a kid.
You play drums yourself.
Yes, I do play drums, and I play bass guitar, and I used to play in bands. When I was about 15, I opened for Green Day.
Wow. For real?
And
nice.
Around 18, I discovered drum and bass, so the rest is history. But there was a time when where I was in San Diego was really burgeoning to be the new independent scene. It was supposed to be the next Seattle. All the big record labels went there, but it just kind of fizzled. Okay. And nothing really blew up as far as the scene there. But I think that was kind of one of the reasons I switched to drum and bass and dubstep and bass music. But going back to live, we had Ugly Dub, who is probably one of my favorite up-and-coming drum and bass bands. Yeah. And we also had Hot Cocoa, who is one of Bassism's latest signings. He just moved around the way from Oakland. Mm-hmm. And he got third place in the Sample Music Festival finger drumming competition just a month ago. You know, in some pipe dream in my mind, we'd like to make a Bassism band out of the crew, because we have, you know, gifted turntablists like DJ Kian and Grizzly Adams. We have very talented producers and super good DJs. I mean, I should go down the whole list. Well, let me pause there for a second because I don't want to forget anybody. Okay, hold on. I think we did all right so far. I can already know what I want to have. Absolutely. We have really talented turntablists in the crew like DJ Kian and Grizzly Adams. We also have some ridiculous production skills going on from K2 from Around the Way. RSS comes from a very musical background. Jimmy Handtricks is also booking lots of live groups and does a bit of live dubbing himself. The list goes on and on. I mean, MC Doe, I mean, he's one of the best freestyle MCs in town. I mean, he can just show up, hand on the mic, and he goes. Yeah. Nice. Who am I I feel like I'm forgetting one person. We definitely have to edit this part out.
No, I just leave this all in.
I don't want to sound like a dumbass in front of my crew. Oh, yes, of course. Okay. Rewind. We have really, really sick turntablists in the crew like DJ Kian and Grizzly Adams, but we also have some immensely talented producers like Vilify, Leon, K2. Oh, shit, I did it again. I'm trying to make it so they all fit in their little categories.
Yeah.
That's really hard to think about it. Oh, yeah, okay. We have really, really sick turntablists in the crew like DJ Kian and Grizzly Adams. We also have some immensely talented producers like Vilify and K2 from around the way. We also have Jimmy Handtricks, who's learning how to do live dubbing. He's also building his own sound systems. We have newcomers like Hot Cocoa and RSS. And of course, the one and only MC Doe, the best freestyle MC in the jungle world when it comes to Berlin.
Nice. How do you pick your artists? Like, or how do you connect? Do you go out at night, meet someone, and you'll be like, "Hey, you sound cool. Want to be in my crew?" Or like, how does it work?
It kind of works like that.
apply
Yeah.
For that?
I mean, I think when an artist really sees what we're doing and they kind of like our sound and they know they kind of resonate with us, they'll start coming to our night. Mm-hmm. And that's important with a lot of nights, is if you don't show your face, you really won't get booked.
Sure.
So part of it is that, but we try to focus a lot more on talent. The first time me and DJ Kian played together was on the Yam stage outside, and he just did some scratching that blew my mind. And all of a sudden, you know, he's also one of the hardest working DJs in town. So he was the perfect fit to kind of start the relaunch of the label. Vilify's been with us probably since day one in Berlin, since she moved here. Leon and I, K2, we do a duo called Around the Way. Mm-hmm. We used to have a studio together next to Funk House, R.I.P. Mm-hmm. But right now we're focused on putting out a ton of new releases. So we have probably 6 or 7 Around the Way tunes, 4 Hot Cocoa singles. Vilify's got an EP on the way.
Oh, nice.
So a lot of good stuff is coming. I think the next one is Hot Cocoa.
Okay, cool. So you don't really have like one thing where you put more focus on. So it goes hand in hand, the label and the event series, right?
Sort of. This is where it gets kind of convoluted.
Shall I skip this question?
No, it's fine. I've put more focus recently on the crew and building up our momentum to keep the scene really going forward. Mm-hmm. The label is not taking a backseat by any means, but at the moment we have so many tunes in the burner ready to go that we don't really have to focus as much on that now. Okay. So the next big things would be the Gretchen birthday, October 2nd, and then we're doing the Bassism birthday on October 18th at Panka.
Oh, nice. Yeah. How many years? Like what birthday will that be?
19.
19. Oh yeah, sure. Starting 2005, then that's 19 years. Good one. Nice. So when did you start doing the Bassism events at Gretchen? I think it was 2021, 22, 23, something like that.
Right around 22.
Yes.
K2 and I were looking to put out our newest releases, about an album's worth of singles. Mm-hmm. And I think it was Metalhead's night with Goldie. Yeah. And Doc Scott. So, of course, it was like a just a really luck of the draw thing where I emailed Lars and I said, this is the idea we have for box 2, and just worked out perfectly.
How did you did you come here as a guest before, or how did you get into Gretchen at all?
The last time, let's see, I've played at Gretchen a couple times for other promoters. I got to open for Fella on the main stage, and then I played some jungle back here in box 2. But Pamela and Lars invited me during the COVID streams.
Yeah.
So I got to play on the main stage with the... Oh yeah, those during the COVID streams.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were doing some drum and bass on the main floor, and they were inviting all of the up-and-coming drum and bass people in town.
Yeah.
I shouldn't say up-and-coming. They were inviting all of the relevant drum and bass artists in town.
Yeah.
Hold on for a second. I've got a bubble in my ear from my shower.
No worries.
It makes it like when I talk now, it's like almost
it's
over amplified. Like I'm in the microphone. Oh, there
Sorry,
it goes.
I don't have a Q-tip here. So.
No, it's okay. I just have to shake it.
Shake it off. That's Taylor, whatever.
Yeah, no, I don't care about Taylor Swift. Just trying to think. I know something. Going back to. You asked me about the live stuff. Can you ask that question again?
Yeah, sure. I think it might be better if you cut the thing.
I will.
So, the last time you did a Bassism event or a Bassism night at Gretchen, you had like live musicians here. I think it was a drummer and someone playing keys or something. I'm not quite sure, but will that happen more often? Is this something you're working on right now? Because it's different, isn't it?
I like that question. So Ugly Dub played their debut here last weekend at Gretchen. They're a drum and bass couple, a duo. He does drums and she does synths and violins and samples, and they're just a really, really awesome band. Yeah, we had Ugly Dub. They're up-and-coming drum and bass duo. Really, really insane on the stage. That still sounds weird. Okay, wait. This is the point. I'm trying to wrap around to the radio show on Wednesday. Not to yours, to mine.
I know.
Okay, so wait a minute. Okay. That's right. Yes, we had Ugly Dub. They played a live set. God, I'm starting. Will you have more live acts? And okay. Yeah, last weekend we had Ugly Dub. They're a live drum and bass duo. We also had Hot Cocoa. He was doing live finger drumming. We'd like to showcase this more often. We actually have kind of this idea to showcase more turntablism as well. Mm-hmm. Ugly Dub's set will be available this Wednesday. We're broadcasting it live on Sub FM. Mm-hmm. I do a monthly show there called Bassism Radio, and I've been there for about almost 8 years now. Nice. But yeah, back in the day, we were doing pirate radio from a little warehouse in San Francisco too. I'll edit that part out.
Not? Why not?
I should have said that a long time ago. That's all right. I get so distracted because there are so many subcategories, but it's like I should stay. And I even the website that we're designing is like now we're trying to compartmentalize everything. You know, it's like radio, records, mixes, posters, parties.
T-shirts, merchandise.
Merch too, yeah.
Merch.
Okay. Oh, we should talk about the demo.
The demo? Reclaim the City. Reclaim the Streets? What was the name?
Wem gehört die Stadt, yeah.
Wem gehört die Stadt?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you
So we did the bass truck, the Bassism truck.
Okay.
Like, so basically
But you didn't organize the.
No, we just
Okay.
organized the truck.
Okay.
We didn't organize the demo.
Okay.
Yeah.
A few weeks ago, or months, I don't know, time is flying. There was like a demo in Berlin going on, Wem gehört die Stadt, where you also played with Bassism. You had like the bass truck or something. What was that about?
That was a protest fighting for fair rent and fighting against displacement, fair housing for everyone. I guess in English it would be who owns the city.
Yeah.
In the past years, we were part of a bigger collective called Drum and Bass in Berlin. And this year, we decided to do it ourselves as Bassism. So we did collaborate with a few other crews like Drums at Work. They brought their own sound system. Jamie White from Recycle joined us. Sammy B from DV8 was also playing. And just a host of other great locals. Yeah, it was probably one of my favorite gigs of the year, just because it's in the daytime. We're driving through the city playing all of our favorite tunes, and there's over 10,000 people following us.
And it's been like for a good how do you say, for a good will meeting.
Good cause,
Yes,
yeah.
right, good cause. Great. But there was like Rave the Planet just yesterday. You didn't go there, right? Or you didn't play there?
Well, I didn't have to go per se because I live in the neighborhood.
Okay. Oh, nice. Okay.
But our resident RSS, she was playing on the hardcore truck for
Okay.
Prospect, and then over at a Anomaly Art Club. So she was kind of part of that, while Vilify was playing here for Gentleman's Club. And then I also went over to Lokschuppen to see Pinch and Appleblem and Sicaria.
Okay.
So it was a really good dubstep weekend.
Sounds like that. Speaking of like dubstep weekends in Berlin, how different is the Berlin crowd to other cities? Like, I mean, you play around the world, you can say, right? So I bet there must be a difference. Like, especially when you see Berlin crowd in concerts, everyone is always like, oh, this is going to be a tough crowd.
Yeah.
Is it the same with bass music?
That's such a funny, loaded question. It's not just about the city, but the scene. Recycle has a great following, and Impulse as well. Everyone that comes to these parties, we know all the faces, we know all the names. It feels like, one of those TV shows you watch as a kid where you just everyone knows each other.
Yeah.
But in that kind of space, you can just let loose. You don't really care. You can be as wild as you want.
So it's a family thing.
Yeah, and I feel like we do get a little more wild, at our parties than other parties.
Yeah.
But and I don't know if it's city to city, but like for instance, dubstep playing at a techno club might not get the same reception.
Yeah.
And it's not that the people don't like the music, it's that they don't cheer, they don't woo, they don't, do all that kind of stuff that we would normally do at our parties. And not that techno parties don't, I'm sure they have their really wild out parties too. They just don't get pictures taken at them. No more photos.
Yeah.
But I think Berlin is definitely one of the better bass music cities by far as Europe goes. There's only really a handful that are going big right now, and between London and Berlin, it's definitely holding its own.
Oh wow, that sounds good. I had a friend like from the when you had the last event at Box 2. I had a friend coming to Gretchen who has never been to a bass music party before, and I told him, like, you gotta go into box 2 because there's like also live musicians, and he was like, okay, let me see that. So he went in here, and he was like, he wrote me a message while he was sitting here like, okay, I wasn't expecting this much bass. Because he totally could feel it in his guts. This is definitely something you're going for, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, sound design and the science behind subharmonic frequencies.
Yeah.
There's definitely some magic to that. I think Joe Nice said it best, where dubstep isn't a particular note; it's a frequency.
Okay.
You feel it in your chest,
Yes.
and when you don't, it's not dubstep.
That's good. Now I have to. Das haben wir. Ah, okay. What would you say are the benefits of having a collective, like a DJ collective, compared to being a solo DJ artist, producer, whatever?
I wouldn't have restarted Bassism in Berlin without having a crew behind me. It was really important to find the right people, the right attitudes, the right amount of work ethic. A lot of my DJs, they work as mobile disc jockeys, meaning that they play at gyms and pools and commercial events, not just underground music. So they kind of have like a double DJ life.
Yeah, so the one that's, you know, like getting paid, that's a job, and the other thing you do because your heart tells you to.
Genau.
Now, that's nice. Yeah.
That's well said. Yeah, I that everyone in the crew knows that we're doing it for the love of the bass, not for the popularity of the genre.
Okay, that's good. What are your next stops in with Bassism? Like, what's happening this year? I don't know. Maybe what will you be releasing next year? You said something before about the label stuff. So, what's going on with Bassism?
The next thing we're doing, Vilify and MC Doe and I, we will be playing in Colditz. It's a little farm town between Leipzig and Dresden. It's on our friend's sound system called Kraftwerkzone. It's a festival called Wicked Waste, and it's totally DIY, open air.
Nice.
It's one of our first like crew gigs together, so it should be really fun. After that, the Recycle birthday here, and then we're teaming up with Certified. They're a UK brand. I won't give away all the names yet, but that'll be at Ponca on October 18th.
Yeah. All right.
And then, so release-wise, we have Hot Coco's single next. I have a solo tune coming, and then a couple EPs from around the way.
Okay.
And then there's other stuff.
So people got to stay tuned. So if the audience is looking for staying connected with you, how do you, like, we put up all the major links, like to your website, to Bandcamp and stuff. You also sell merch or something, don't you? Because you're wearing right now a pretty cute Bassism hat. I would love to be honest.
We definitely need to print another round of them because we sell out like instantaneously.
Yeah.
We definitely want to do some more shirts. We've done other limited runs of small things before, wristbands and things for festivals and stuff like that. But yeah, the hats are doing well. I think we'll make more and put them on our Bandcamp. I mean, you can find me pretty much anywhere, but Bassism Records at Bassism. That's the easiest one, and the one I'm probably paying attention to.
Okay. I just mentioned the audience and how much or what do you think how important is staying connected to the crowd? Like, do you stay connected to the crowd?
I definitely do, more face to face than online anymore. I'll be honest, it's hard to manage Instagram and social media in my 40s.
Yep. Yep, I feel you.
But I try my best. I still pay attention to email. I still write emails. But I also, I have Telegram channels and, all the obvious kind of places you can find us. And we definitely take part in the local scene. We try to always post on Keep It Rollin' and the other online zines that are really focused on keeping the scene alive.
Okay, great. Is there anything else you want to talk about? I mean,
let me think for a second.
everything is now in your hands because I told you that you'll be the one cutting this because I'm not doing it.
That's fine. So you can catch me next on Sub FM this Wednesday.
I'm not quite sure when we will release this.
Oh, right.
podcast.
That's right. Yeah. That's true.
When is the thing in close to Leipzig that you said?
Oh, that's not till September. September 6th. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And even if that gets missed, it's not a big deal.
Yeah, because I will be on vacation from next Wednesday until the second week of September. I will try to put a lot of stuff already like automatically online, but I'm not quite sure how good this will work. But yeah, most likely because we're doing. I told you before we do the podcast with Sammy B as well. And since she will have the last Deviate night at Gretchen on the 14th of September, she will be in that week.
Oh, okay.
So maybe it will be. I mean, we can put it out by next week or something.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, if not, I can always edit that little Wicked Ways part out. It doesn't matter. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I don't think so. I mean, we're pretty good at covering it all. I mean, most of my stuff, yeah, I mentioned. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll edit out the part about being in my 40s, but I don't really care anymore.
No, don't do that. I think this makes people, this is honestly like...
Well, I can't. I mean,
think
especially if I'm talking about 19 years of music, how could I not be 40?
Yeah, exactly. And is it bad to be in your 40s? No, it's not.
No, it's not at all. And I actually prefer it to a lot of my years.
Yeah.
My back doesn't, but
No, mine neither. Do you think there's is there a younger generation of bass music lovers growing up as well? Like, do you see the young people being this much into it and being there with their teeth in it and really wanting to do this? Or
that's a great way to put it. I've had the same conversation with Lars, and there is definitely a new generation of bass heads. Whether it's with, the liquid drum and bass sound, whether it's with the more EDM-focused dubstep, or, the U.S. is going through an explosion of festival-style music.
Yeah.
And I think it'll be around for a long time. I mean, drum and bass is multi-generational. So is techno.
True.
So I think dubstep might have died, but it came back. We're all zombies now.
Yes, great. We love zombies. On a personal note, what would you wish for regarding like the music scene and party scene, nightlife, and Is there something?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I don't want to see the over gentrification of Berlin destroy, or not destroy, but basically put a lid over its history. This is a very music laden town, and I think the more the rents are right, I feel like I'm talking about Vemgerhurty stuff. No, not. Let's try that one again. What do I wish for?
Sorry if I caught you cold, out of the cold.
No.
How do you say
That's
that?
no, out of the blue, or just on the no. It doesn't matter. What do I wish for? I mean, my main, or I guess my only wish, I would say, is that my artists get discovered and get to play the festivals I feel like they deserve to play.
Oh, that's a good question. Answer to that question. Okay.
There's enough. Well, don't put this part on there, but there's enough crappy festival artists.
Oh, hell yes. Hell yes, there are. I mean, we all witnessed quite a few this summer, so over the internet.
Right. Yes.
Yes. Well, okay. I think I'm done with my
That sounds great.
things. Okay.
I think we have enough material.
I think so too. Then I close it down.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's fine.
Okay, so this was Tommy Lexxus from Bassism, and it really was a pleasure having you here. I hope you will stay at Club Gretchen with the Bassism Nights for quite a while, for a long time, a very long time. And I'm very curious about what will happen regarding all the live musicians that might pop up to your nights. And yeah.
Likewise, Betty, I really appreciate that, and I'm very happy to be part of the Gretchen family.
Yay! Nice. All right. Well then, see you soon.
Yep.